Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to Talking with Famous People. I'm your host Eric. And I should zip up my zipper. And I'm looking for something that I do not know where it is at the moment. Where did I put that? Well, that's a very good question, Eric. I'm hopeful that Homeboy Banana Pants, Zachary, will come. I'm going to add his name. No, that doesn't work. Okay. Let me do this. Ciao. Ciao. Find out what his email address is. That's what I am going to do. I'm going to find out his email address. I believe he sent me an email if I recall properly. I could be wrong, that's for sure. I've been wrong before. I am wrong every Thursday and every Friday night. But I'm never wrong on Saturday, and today is Saturday. Well, sometimes I'm wrong on Saturday. Every other month, one Saturday of the month, I'm wrong. This could be that Saturday. It's hard to say for sure. Gmail, you're kind of dilly-dallying. Let's see here. What I'm looking for is this. So slow. Boo failure, boo. Boo failure. Failure. Not very Zachary. I don't know. Well, what can I say? It's not the most exciting thing ever to watch me fail to um, correctly do this. I'm going to look over here. I need his email address, I think, to do this properly. Yes, I'm going to watch my own video. So it says, I want to invite more, but I don't know his email address. Well, if you are somebody who knows the ways of YouTube, here, where are you? I don't know his name. I don't know his name. I don't see him anywhere. I don't know. Anyway, I would like to have this thing just be able to be joined and not have to invite people, but I don't think I know how to do that. I don't know if you can do that. This video may end up getting deleted if nobody shows up to it. What I'm looking for now, this. Okay, so do it as that. Okay, I'm clicking on this to see what's going on with this. And obviously, at some point I'm going to have to develop some better protocols here so that it's not just endlessly me trying to click on things and yada, yada, yada. Oh, this is one of those things I don't want to do. Be quiet. So that it's not just endlessly me trying to click on things and yada yada yada. This is one of those things I don't want to do. Be quiet. So that it's not just endlessly me trying to click on things and yada yada yada. This is one of those things I don't want to do. Be quiet. Okay, so I'm done looking at that now. So what I just did is I typed a comment on my own thing there, and I said, if you'd like to join this, I believe I need to have your email address. To the best of my knowledge, I don't seem to be able to add people other than that. If you know a better way, I would like this to be set up so that you could just join by joining. If you want to get in and you can't join, and I have to invite you, then I'm going to need to put an email address in. Because I tried putting in a Google Plus name, like plus whatever, and it didn't work. It didn't work, and I experienced failure instead. So, at any rate, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell a story while you guys are waiting if somebody shows up, like such as Zachary, who said he might show up, or if somebody communicates to me that, in fact, they'd like to join. So, the story I'm going to tell you is a very old story. It's the story of how mankind came to learn about the difference between good and evil. You see, a long time ago, there was just a blank space here where the Earth is now. Nothing at all. Just, yeah, blank space. It was from there to there, just nothing but blank space. So God's like, well, that seems like a place to do something. There's nothing there. And I got a week's vacation from the God Corporation, and they said, go, God, and do what you wish with this blank space. Or rather, they didn't, but being God, I elected to do so nevertheless. And I said, first day, let's have light. Second day, I'm going to have ground. Third day, air. Fourth day, water. Fifth day, fire. Sixth day, sand. And on the seventh day, I'm going to make turtles. Now, the following week is when the good stuff starts coming into place. I'm going to make iron, and I'm going to make trees, because we need iron and wood. Then after iron and trees, I'm going to make animals, like useful animals, like horses and, dogs. And then that'll take a long time to make those because they're tricky. Then in the next week, I am going to finally get around to making humans, but I'm only going to make a dude first. Okay? It was an oversight. I should have made the chicks first, but I made the dudes first. It was dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, so I make a dude, and I realize when I'm trying to make the dude that I've used up all of my good building materials. So I just get some dirt and go like this. So that's what I do first, and then once I had him made, naturally I went out and continued making other things. So I made things like bridges. I made Huell Hauser, and then I made well, I guess eventually I got around to like bugs and stuff because nobody really wanted them. But I was like, well, it would be asymmetrical if we didn't have them. We need little small annoying things to go against the the big things that everybody wants to protect, like elephants. Everybody gets furious when they see a hunter has killed an elephant, including myself. Why? Without these bugs, people of the earth, you would be unable to appreciate just how interesting and often cuddly mammals are. So, you're welcome, is what God said in advance, anticipating this day when I would channel his gospel to you and inform you of the new truths. The new truths. The new truths are just like the old truths, but they've really been gussied up. Now, after he made the dude and he put him in a garden, and he's like, I don't even like gardening. And God's like, well, there's a spade and there's a bag of manure, get to it. So the dude gardened a little bit, and he was like, planting some lettuce, planting some rutabaga. He had harvested one cycle's worth of like basil before it goes to seed and stuff. And then he just was like, dude, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm done with the garden. All right. Where are the animals? I see these ones here, these like this lion and this lamb, they're hanging out, they're playing Parcheesi. I can't kill any of those, okay? They have human level intelligence, and that's not acceptable for anyone to eat intelligent creatures like that. So get me some pigs, get me some chickens, get me some cows. I want them here right now. And also, I got this terrible feeling. It's a lot like having to go pee, but it's not the same, and I can't quite identify it. So you gotta fix that too. And then God's like, Jesus, did I forget to make you a mate? All right. And then he did this. He reached down and he's like started reaching towards the dude. And what are you doing, man? And he reached right in. Chow! Said the guy, and he ripped one of his ribs right out of his chest. Now, naturally, that was very painful. But don't worry, because God's the one who did it. He did it with surgical precision, so that the dude's life was never actually in any danger. But that's why he had a scar there from then on. So, okay, it did leave a scar. That's the point. It wasn't just harmless, even though it didn't cost him, and he wasn't in danger of dying or anything. And he could have been in danger of dying if, let's say, he had gotten manure in that and had gotten infected. So I don't know. It seems a little risky, but God knows what he's doing, so let's not give anything. Let's cut him some slack. Anyhow, now he had a chick. And this chick, we'll call him like Bob and Mary. They were in the garden together. Now, Bob liked the garden a lot better now all of a sudden. He was like, you know what? I'm relaxed. I feel good. The garden's fine. Let's just chill here for a while. He'd periodically get antsy again, and then, somehow the next morning he'd feel like less antsy. So he'd just sit there and chill in the garden. But what happened is his wife started getting impatient. And so Mary's like, Bob, listen, you don't really work that hard in the garden anymore. I rarely see you planting anything. The begonias are gone to shit. Now, can you please just get up off of that rock you always sit on all day and go do something? Well, Bob was tired of hearing it, frankly, and he was doing something. He had some theories. He was sketching out in the dirt. He had this one theory about why the lion wouldn't eat that lamb, even though the lion was starving to death. And his theory had to do with an eating disorder that the lion had developed due to some trauma in early childhood. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the point is that eventually Mary got impatient and she went over to the part of the garden that's over on the left. And there was a tree there, and she hadn't even actually noticed the tree before. And the reason is because God normally had it hidden behind a camouflage curtain, but last time he'd come into water, he had forgotten to close the curtain behind him, and when he left. So she finds it, and then he has a security system set up for around the tree. So anyway, he notices when she goes down. And the motion detector went off, and he comes in, don't eat that. No. Look, that's why I had this thing curtained up in the first place. Don't eat that. You don't want it. It's no good. So he leaves. She's like, whatever. But she listens because who cares? It's just like, it's a fruit. We grow fruits. We grow other things that are similar enough anyway. Just go over there and eat those. And the dude's like, well, what would be nice would be like a steak tree, maybe. How about that, God? Could you put a steak tree out here? I am so fucking tired of mangoes. And so, but that was like a nightly bitching fest for Bob, so there's nothing unusual there. Regardless, she goes back there the next day to look at it more because she's intrigued by its forbiddenness. And lo and behold, who's there? It's an ENTP. It is. And nobody's quite sure where he came from. And he's looking at the tree too. And he's like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, I know, right? It's a magical fruit of some kind because we're not supposed to eat it. Not supposed to, says the ENTP. Yeah, we're not supposed to eat it. Says who? God. Well, God is fine. I mean, nobody's disputing God doesn't want you to eat it. All I'm saying is that what does God really mean when he says you don't want to eat it, right? He says you don't want to eat it, right? Did he say that? Or did he say you don't have to eat it? He didn't say either of those. Well, what did he say? He said I can't eat it. So you're not able to eat it? Or what? Well, I guess. Well, that's easy to test. If he's right, you're not able to eat it, then what's the risk? You can try to eat it all you want, you won't be able to. Well, I do got a point there. All right, fuck it. She grabs fruit, takes a bite of it. And then, guess what happens? A demon comes up. And he's like, aha, I'm evil. You've unleashed me into the world now. And the NTP is like, what the fuck did you do? Why did you eat that fruit? The end.